Maybe you've noticed it lately. You step off a curb and for just a moment, you hesitate. Your foot searches for the ground a little longer than it used to. Or maybe it happens on the stairs. You reach for the railing without even thinking about it anymore, because somewhere along the way, that became automatic. You're not alone. Most adults over 60 notice small changes like this, a little less steadiness, a little more caution with every step, and it's easy to assume this is simply what getting older looks like. But here's the encouraging part. Walking safely, confidently, and steadily isn't something that has to fade away. In many cases, it responds to practice, the same way it did when you were younger. Today, I want to show you a simple 2-minute routine, just 2 minutes a day. Something you can do at home without any equipment that's designed to help you walk with more confidence, whether you're heading to the mailbox or crossing a parking lot. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why walking sometimes feels less steady with age, and you'll have a short, practical routine you can start today. This isn't about becoming an athlete. It's about protecting something far more valuable. Your ability to walk into the kitchen, down the driveway, or through the grocery store without worrying about your next step. So let's talk about why walking changes in the first place. Walking feels automatic. You don't think about it. Your legs move, your arms swing, your body adjusts, and somehow you stay upright the entire time. But underneath that simplicity, walking is actually one of the most coordinated things your body does. It relies on strength in your legs, quick communication between your brain and your muscles, and a balance system that's constantly making tiny adjustments you never even notice. As the years go by, a few things naturally shift. Muscles, especially in the legs, can lose some of their strength if they aren't regularly challenged. Your balance system, the one making those constant tiny adjustments, can become a little slower to react. And confidence, the kind that lets you move without thinking twice, can quietly decline right along with it. None of this means something is wrong with you. It simply means your body is asking for a bit more practice than it used to need. Think of it like a skill. Walking safely isn't just about having strong legs. It's about your legs and your balance system working together, quickly and smoothly, the way a team works together. When that teamwork gets a little rusty, walking can start to feel more effortful. Stairs feel a little more demanding. Uneven sidewalks feel a little less predictable, and that hesitation before stepping off a curb starts to show up more often. The good news is that this teamwork can often be rebuilt, not through hours at the gym, not through anything complicated, through short, focused practice that trains your legs and your balance system at the same time. That's exactly what today's 2-minute routine is designed to do. It's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things consistently in a way that fits easily into your day. Let's look at exactly what that looks like. This routine has 3 parts. Each one takes about 40 seconds. Together, that's your 2 minutes. The first part builds leg strength, because strong legs are the foundation of every confident step you take. The second part trains your balance system directly, so it reacts more quickly when you need it. And the third part brings those 2 things together, the way they actually work together when you walk. Let's start with the first movement. It's called the sit to stand. You've done this movement thousands of times in your life. Every time you get up from a chair, you're doing it. This exercise simply gives it a little more purpose. Find a sturdy chair, one that doesn't wobble or roll. Sit toward the front of it with both feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Lean your chest forward slightly, as if you're about to greet someone. Then press through your heels and stand up. Take about 2 seconds to rise, no rushing. Once you're standing tall, pause for just a moment. Then lower yourself back down slowly, taking about 3 seconds, and let the chair gently catch you. Breathe out as you stand. Breathe in as you lower. If you need a little help, that's completely fine. Place your hands on the arms of the chair or even lightly touch a nearby countertop for support. There's no reason to prove anything to yourself today. This is about building the movement, not testing your limits. Try 8 to 10 of these to start. If that feels like too many, 5 is a perfectly good place to begin. Every time you do this, you're training the exact muscles that help you rise from your favorite chair, get out of the car, or stand up from the toilet without needing to think twice. That's the strength piece. Now let's train the other half of the equation, your balance system. This next movement is called the counter stance. Stand facing a kitchen counter or a sturdy piece of furniture close enough that you can rest your fingertips on it if needed. Shift your weight slightly onto one leg. Let the other foot lift just slightly off the ground, only an inch or two. Hold that position, not for balance perfection, just for a few seconds of quiet practice. If you feel steady, try lightening your grip on the counter. If you feel unsteady, that's exactly why you're doing this. Keep your fingers resting there for support. Hold for about 10 seconds, then switch to the other leg. This is the same skill your body uses every time you step off a curb, walk on a gravel path, or catch yourself after a small stumble. You're not just building balance, you're teaching your brain and your legs to communicate a little faster. 2 rounds on each leg is a great starting point. Now, here's where it comes together. The third movement blends strength and balance the way real walking does. It's called the step and hold. Stand tall, feet together, near that same counter or sturdy chair for support if needed. Take 1 step forward with your right foot, as if you're stepping onto a curb. Pause there for a second, feeling your weight settle into that front leg. Then step back to where you started. Switch sides, stepping forward with your left foot, pausing, and stepping back. Move slowly. This isn't about speed, it's about control. This movement mirrors exactly what your body does with every single step you take outdoors. Weight shifts forward, balance adjusts, confidence follows. 6 steps on each side is a solid starting point. And that's it. 3 simple movements, roughly 2 minutes. Strength, balance, and the coordination that ties them together. You might be wondering if 2 minutes is really enough to matter. It's a fair question. Here's the honest answer. 2 minutes done consistently will always outperform 20 minutes done once and then forgotten. Your legs and your balance system don't need a dramatic workout. They need regular, repeated signals that these movements still matter. That's what tells your body to keep these abilities sharp. Think of it a little like a phone battery. A short charge every day keeps it reliable. Leave it untouched for weeks, and it starts to lose its edge. Your balance and strength work the same way. Small, steady input, repeated often, is what keeps them dependable. So, how often should you actually do this? Most people do well starting with once a day. If that feels comfortable after a week or two, there's nothing wrong with doing it twice a day, maybe once in the morning and once in the evening. But there's no rush. Once a day, done consistently, is genuinely enough to notice a difference over time. As these movements start to feel easier, there are a few simple ways to progress. For the sit to stand, you can reduce how much you rely on your hands or add a couple more repetitions. For the counter stance, you can hold a little longer or lighten your grip on the counter a bit more each week. For the step and hold, you can slow the pause down even further, giving your balance system a little more time to adjust. Progress slowly. There's no benefit to rushing this. The goal is steady improvement, not a personal record. Let's talk about a few common mistakes so you can avoid them from the very beginning. The first is holding your breath. It's a natural habit when we concentrate, but it actually makes balance harder. Keep breathing steadily through each movement. The second is rushing. Fast movements challenge your muscles differently, and they don't give your balance system the time it needs to practice reacting. Slow and controlled will always serve you better here. And the third is skipping the support when you actually need it. Using a chair or countertop isn't a sign of weakness, it's simply good practice. Even people with excellent balance use support when they're first learning a new movement. If at any point something causes sharp or unusual pain that's different from normal muscular effort, it's worth pausing and checking with your healthcare provider, especially if you have any existing joint or balance conditions. For most people, though, this routine feels approachable from day one. Here's something worth remembering. You don't need to feel unsteady to benefit from this. Whether you're already walking confidently or you've noticed some hesitation creeping in, this same 2 minutes helps maintain and strengthen the exact system that keeps you moving safely through daily life. Picture this a few weeks from now. You step off a curb and your foot finds the ground exactly when you expect it to. You climb a few stairs without gripping the railing quite so tightly. You walk across a parking lot and your pace feels steady, not cautious. That's what 2 minutes a day is working toward. Not a dramatic transformation, just quiet, reliable progress, the kind that lets you keep doing the everyday things you enjoy. Let's bring this together into something you can actually start today. 3 movements: sit to stand for strength, counter stance for balance, step and hold for coordination. Roughly 40 seconds each, 2 minutes total. You don't need special equipment, you don't need a gym, you just need a sturdy chair, a countertop, and about the same amount of time it takes to boil an egg. Start where you are. If 8 sit-to-stands feels like a lot today, do 5. If 10 seconds on one leg feels shaky, hold on to that counter and do what feels steady. There's no version of this that's too small to count. What matters most isn't how well you do it today. It's whether you come back tomorrow and do it again. That's genuinely the secret behind almost every meaningful improvement in strength and balance. Not intensity, not perfection, just showing up a little bit on a regular basis. Give this 2 minutes a real try for the next 2 weeks, not because 2 weeks will transform everything, but because it's enough time to notice something. Maybe standing up feels a touch easier. Maybe that hesitation at the curb feels a little less noticeable. Small signs like that matter more than they seem. Your legs are still capable of learning. Your balance system is still capable of adapting. That doesn't disappear with age. It simply needs a little more intentional practice than it once did. And that's really the heart of this channel. Not chasing extreme fitness, not turning back the clock, just protecting your ability to move through your own life on your own terms for as long as possible. If today's routine felt useful, I'd invite you to make it part of your daily rhythm. Not because I'm asking you to do more, but because 2 minutes is such a small investment for something as valuable as walking with confidence at 80, at 85, and beyond. If you try this today, I'd love to know how it feels, which of the 3 movements challenged you the most. And if this kind of practical guidance is something you'd like more of, you're always welcome here. We'll keep showing up with simple, honest ways to help you stay strong, steady, and independent. Take care of yourself today, and take that first step with confidence.